So, brothers and sisters, I've got a couple of messages. I've been pretty quiet, but I spent the last week watching Black Mirror and technically living life, so to speak. So, I'm gonna give you a stream of consciousness, which is unfortunately probably more true than anyone wants to hear. So, I watched Black Mirror, and I was watching the technology aspect of things where you could see how people become slaves to a system, so to speak, and you earn your merit based on how many miles you jog, and you can basically, after a certain point, go to a certain other point. And I saw the system of Satan. Remember, God, and specifically Jesus, told us you can't serve both God and money. So I watched the interpretation of money going to the nth degree, and it was the second or third episode of Black Mirror where I was like, wow, you can really see it. But the interesting thing is, people find this as entertainment. It's probably going to be that bad in the next life. I can already see it coming into fruition. I mean, technically, we're at a electronic system. Nothing I earn is anything more than a number on a screen, right? How much gold do you hold? How much money do you have? None of us do. We don't pay with credit card now. It's all synthetics. Pull away from everything I'm saying. Let's get you back to Revelation 13. There are two beasts. The first one, 7 heads, 10 horns. This goes back to Daniel 11. That'll bring you back to Islam. I can't bring you anywhere closer there than Daniel 11, Revelation 13:1. They're the same first beast. It's Islam. I'll explain how it makes sense. You go into 13:11. 2 horns. Like a lamb. Spoke like a dragon. It's the UN. It's Mystery Babylon. See, the problem I've had, and a lot of other people have had, is what is Mystery Babylon? Why is it a mystery? And a lot of people like to think it's the United States. No, it's an extension of the United States. The UN is really what the problem is that I could travel any country in the world with diplomats and everybody else saying that I deserve to go. And that works if we're all under the same system. You see, that's where the Nimrod system came into fall. So if we go to original Babylon, where we had the original Nimrod, he was a conqueror of men. Not a fisher of men, but a conqueror of men. And he had everybody under the same system, and they built a pathway to God. And that's how they justified themselves. But you know what? God destroyed them. Now the problem is now we're at that same point where we have the UN, where you, me, anybody, everybody can go where we want to go. Right? But it's not working that way. You got Kim Jong Un and all these other people willing to explode the system. The system is going for explosion. This goes to the Revelation 13:11 beast. 2 heads, 2 of them. England, U.S. We were Christian. We aren't anymore. 70 years ago, 70 today, not the same system. Nothing I can do, nothing you can do. It is what it is. So going forward, and dance at what it is. We can't change where we become, but the system is breaking. The final rebellion is occurring. I hope you guys don't not realize this, but the U.S. as we know it England as we know it. Both of our systems are in flux to just explode. And Islam is ready to take over. So, I hope you're all ready. Revelation 13 is about to intersect with Daniel 11. Me, I've got nothing to tell you. I mean, I've told you where to look. I've told you what to know. I've told you what to hear. I just wish all you would realize. I'm going back to the simple. When God designed the system, there was God the Father, and then Christ the Son. Between that standpoint, there was the law. But from Christ the Son to everybody who gets pulled back to God, there was grace. That system of grace, once Christ goes, that's done. And then eventually it's going to be the law. So I hope you know Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. But I also hope you know Christ. Because Christ is going to be who is the intermediary at this point. So you look for the Great White Throne or anything else. I look for the judgment seat of Christ, but quite frankly, I'm not even looking for that because I talk with Christ daily. So I'm looking for you to look to the judgment seat of Christ. But I love you.